So let's go live here today, making certain that we are all set. Here we are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I love it when everything comes into play. So today it's Coach Natalie. It's time for our tea time. And here's the title for today: That Darn Stupid GPS. How to overcome unbelief and doubt. If that's you, you'll want to tune in today. And so, most of us have a GPS system, right? We have our GPS system in our cars or in our phones, and we use them, actually rely on them when we don't know where we're going, when we're trying to get somewhere where we don't know where we're going. So we put in the address to our destination and we do what? We follow the instructions that pop up on our GPS. And that is what we're going to talk about when it comes to our beliefs and our belief system. Because it's the same with our beliefs, that we plug into our minds what we believe. And it's typically from past experiences, things that we've been taught, things that we've read about that we take on as a belief. And we plug it into our mind as something that we believe. And our mind does what? It runs with it. It runs with it and it maps out our destination based on what we believe. And we do this without giving it a second thought. It's automatic. It becomes a habit. It's our default way of thinking. But here's the thing that I need you to understand. Just as GPS may take you the long way, the roundabout way, so will your beliefs and your belief systems. And that means that you'll never reach your destination. That means that you'll never achieve your goal. And so, if your GPS in your car or on your phone needs to be updated, guess what? So do your beliefs and your belief system. Because if you don't, with your GPS, you're following an old map. As the same thing with our belief system, if we don't update our beliefs, then they no longer serve us. They no longer help us because we're relying on old information or beliefs that used to serve us when we were younger, like when we were little or when we were in our third or fourth decade. But now we're in a new decade. We're heading in a new direction. And we have to make certain that our beliefs are serving us so that we get to our destination. And that is what we are talking about on today's Tea with Coach Natalie. And I'm always excited to be here. And for those of you who are joining for the first time, I'm Coach Natalie, and I have the privilege of helping men and women in their fifth decade get from feeling stuck to unstuck and becoming unstoppable by sharing scriptures, strategies, and solutions that help them to feel successful in this decade, fifth decade, and beyond. And I always say I have the best job in the world because I'm walking in my purpose and I'm helping other people walk in their purpose. And so thank you so much for joining me today. If it's your first time, set your schedule to join me every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. So let's dive in. And I should say tea time. So go grab your favorite beverage. I've got mine, which today actually is just simply hot water. Mhm. It's very soothing and calming for me. So grab your hot beverage and let's dive into how do we overcome unbelief and doubt. It's by challenging and updating our belief system. So let's dive in because I want to share with you my 6-step formula, my belief formula that I use whenever I am wrestling with doubt or unbelief or wavering back and forth when I'm starting something new. And this unbelief formula is something that I use faithfully. And I want to share it with you because most of us know that if we believe in something, then we're going to take the action to make it happen. And if we don't believe in something, we're not going to take any action, right? So action always follows belief. You believe you can do something, you're going to take the action to make it happen. If you don't believe, then you'll find yourself frozen, not taking any action, not moving forward, paralyzed, or stuck. And that's what I want to help you to overcome. Overcome that doubt and unbelief when you feel stuck. And here's the thing about beliefs. In fact, let's agree what a belief is. A belief is coming into an agreement that something is true. You believe that you are going to get paid every 2 weeks. You believe that's true. It's going to show up in your checking account every 2 weeks. You believe that your spouse loves you. You believe that, you run with it. Your spouse or your partner loves you. It's something that you have accepted and come into agreement that it is true. Again, if you believe you can achieve a goal, you're going to take the action to make that a reality. And if you don't believe, you're not going to take that action. So action always follows belief. If you would come into an agreement with something, that is belief. And beliefs guide us. And our collective beliefs are become our belief system. So I believe that God is real. Therefore, I pray because I believe He hears my prayers. I believe that I am a successful coach. So I show up every Tuesday to give you valuable content that helps you to get unstuck. I believe that I am, you know, a good speaker. So I show up every day trying to get 1% better, right? These are beliefs that I have that I then work towards to make them a reality. And that is the same in your life. And they guide you. That's important. Your beliefs guide you. And they're good if you examine them. Some of us are living on old beliefs. Some of us are following beliefs that we had as a child that we've never examined that no longer serve us. Some of us are going on beliefs that we had as a young adult that they worked then, but it doesn't work now that I'm in my fifth decade, right? And so we have to always examine our beliefs because by default, they're going to lead us into what we do or don't do. And sometimes that's good, but sometimes that's not good. So you always have to challenge your beliefs, examine your beliefs to determine if they're serving you and getting you to where you want to be. So, if you are struggling with unbelief or doubt, here are 4 questions that I would have you to ask yourself. These are questions that I asked myself as well. Now, this is before the 6-step formula, but these are just questions if you find yourself wavering or wrestling with unbelief. Ask yourself, what are you good at? What are you good at currently? Think about your life. What are you good at currently? And then ask yourself, how did you become good at that? So if you find yourself that you're good at speaking, right? So how did you become good at speaking? Did you research it? Did you watch other people? Did you read books about it? Did you practice over time? Did you become better and better? How did you become good at that thing that you're good at? And then number 3, where is your belief concerning what you are good at? Is it high or is it low? If you're like most of us, it's high because why? You have the confidence that you can do it because you have been doing it and you've had the practice and now you feel like you are good at it, right? You've built the skill. So your confidence level or your belief level is high. Now, if you're new at it and if you're just beginning, your belief level may be low. But let's remember what you're good at currently. And then number 4, this is the last question. How can you bring that belief in what you're good at currently over to what you want to do today? If there's a new goal that you want to achieve, but you're wrestling with unbelief, you don't think that you can do it, or you're doubting your abilities to pull it off, ask yourself these 4 questions because you've already proven in your life that you can do whatever you put your mind to it. That's why you have to remember what are you good at currently? You've got to bring that back to your forefront of your mind and remember it because you've proven to yourself that you can do it. And if you can do it in one area, my friend, you can carry that belief over into this new area or this new goal or this aspiration that you're desiring to achieve. You can do it. So belief always starts with you. What do you say that you can do? And it always, I would say, success always leaves clues. So if you go back to those areas that you're already good at something, that is success. That's a clue on what you need to do as you are attempting to achieve this new goal or this aspiration. Now, what is my 6 step formula? Because I have perfected this because I know what it's like to be filled with unbelief and doubt. I know what it's like to be stuck, knowing that I want something, but not believing that I can do it. So, how do I cultivate belief in myself? It's through my 6 step, my 6 step belief formula. And it works time and time again. And I know that if you try it, you will strengthen your belief as well. You'll increase your belief and you will be able to accomplish anything, anything, and in any area. Because once you believe, you become unstoppable. So here are my 6 step formula, my 6 step belief formula. In fact, I want to share it with you. Step number 1. So you have it on the screen and you can also hear me say it because faith comes by hearing. So step number 1, get clear on what you want. So I always ask myself, Natalie, what do you want? And why do you want it? Because if you are not crystal clear on what you want, you'll never achieve it. It's just like going back to the GPS illustration. If I don't know the address to the destination, I can't use my GPS system. The GPS needs to know exactly where you want to go. Same thing for your belief system. Step 1, get crystal clear on what you want and why you want it. It's so important to know what you want and where you want to be. Many of us say, "Oh, I'm not happy." And then when you ask them, "Well, what would make you happy?" They aren't clear on what makes them happy. You've got to know what you want in order to cultivate that belief and start moving towards that direction, which is step number 2. You got to visualize the end destination. You have to visualize the results that you want in your life. If you want to achieve a goal, what will that look like? How will you know you achieved it? And how will it feel? Visualize it, connect to the emotions so that you get so that you are associating yourself with what you desire to be true. So once you get crystal clear, start picturing it, imagining it, and what it would feel like in your life. And then step number 3 is declare it. Declare that it is so. And it reminds me of, I'm going to put this up, Romans 4:17. Romans 4:17 is one of those scriptures that I love to quote. And it says, "In the presence of God in whom he believed, who gives life to the dead and calls into existence the things that do not exist." I absolutely love this scripture. Why? Because it says, "Speak those things that be not as though they are." That's one version of it. Or speak into existence those things that do not exist. Believe in your faith in the Father. Believe that it's going to be done. You're crystal clear. You're declaring it. And now you are speaking it. Even though you don't see it, you believe that it's going to be true. So you speak those things that be not as though they are. You speak into existence those things that do not exist. I hope that makes sense. It's one of my favorite passages because some people may say, it may feel like, "Oh, you're lying, Natalie. That's not true." No, I'm not lying. I visualize it. It's in my mind. I'm declaring it. It is going to happen. And that is the beauty of the subconscious mind, which is so very powerful. You see, the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between truth, or I should say imaginary, and reality. So if you say to yourself that you are a successful speaker, you are a successful entrepreneur, you are successful in every area of your life, your subconscious mind says that's true. And then you start to attract that confidence, that belief, and those opportunities that is going to make it a reality. That is how our mind works. So when you declare that it is so, your subconscious mind is saying, "Yep, it is so, it is done." And now you're going to what? Take action, because action always follows belief. And when you come into the subconscious mind, taking it, leveraging it so that it works for you, you start to achieve your goals and see a complete transformation in your life. Now, step 4. This is a key step that most of us will stop at doing. But those of us who really want to become unstoppable, step number 4 is your key. Write it down. And you don't just write it down once, you write it down every single day because repetition is the mother of skill. You want to rinse and repeat it every single day, but you want to write it down because as you write it, you're once again connecting to your subconscious mind and you're leaving an imprint. So, what do you write down? You write down your goal, you write down your aspiration, you write down that vision, whatever it is, and you write it down in detail every single day. If I had thought about it, I would show you the pages of me writing down my goals every single day. And that's how I achieve them because it's on the forefront of my mind. I'm imprinting it in my subconscious and I'm making it a repetitive habit, and that this is who I am becoming. So take the time to write it down, no matter how long or how short the goals are. And then number 5, you want to give thanks. You want to give gratitude. You want to live in a space of gratitude and joy because you believe that it is done. You believe that you've got the clear vision, you know what you want, you're taking the steps to move towards it, you're doing the work, you're declaring it. It is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. So give thanks as if it's already happened because gratitude gives joy, and joy and gratitude fill the mind with, like, yeah, I want to keep doing this because that feels good. Again, the subconscious mind doesn't know if it's imaginary or if it's fake, if it's imaginary, if it's real. So you want to make certain that you continue to feed your mind with what you want more of. And who doesn't want more gratitude and joy, right? I want it. And so get excited about it. And that is going to help you attract and achieve what you aspire. And then finally is what I call the secret sauce. And this step, number 6, is part of every strategy that I have for my life to become unstoppable. It is the secret sauce to everything. I call it R squared. It's part of my unstuck formula. And R squared is what? Rinse and repeat. It's just like when you're washing your hair. You wash it once, you rinse it, and then you repeat. So rinse and repeat these steps every single day. Because if you want to get unstuck and become unstoppable, you have to build the habits that are going to help you achieve what you desire. And this is not important just for you in the 5th decade. It's those of you who are close to the 5th decade. It's whether you're in your 4th decade or in your 6th or your 7th decade. This is just good stuff for anybody who wants to take their life to the next level. We can all get stuck in unbelief and doubt. But I've just given you a 6-step formula, my belief formula, that will help you to get unstuck and become unstoppable if you're willing to implement it, if you're open to doing something differently. So I would love to hear from you. If this has helped you, I pray that it has. It's much longer than what I wanted it to be, but I hope that you watch it to the end and that you become unstuck, become unstoppable, and achieve your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. Be blessed.